This is Wayne Rogers from Gold Tone, and today I'm going to demonstrate what we think is the best method for attaching a neck on a banjo pot. Today we're going to be doing a flat heel cut, which is actually the simplest heel cut to attach on the banjo. And we've got a white lady body and a Irish tenor neck. The tools that you'll need is a 6-inch straight edge. You'll need a banjo bridge. For our particular hanger bolts that we use, the thread size is 10 millimeters. So we have two 10 millimeter wrenches, and then on the hanger bolts already we've got two 10 millimeter nuts that we've got tightened up against each other. You'll need a straight edge, some sort of tool that we'll demonstrate later to find the actual center point where you're going to be drilling. And then also there's a couple of ways to do this, but we use a 12-inch drill bit to drill the second hole. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is to make sure that the heel angle has been cut properly. And we've already spent some time on this on our heel jig and kind of test fitted it. So we're going to test fit it one more time. The way that we do that, the two holes show here where the neck's going to go. Put the neck on the pot. We're using a 9-inch pony clamp to clamp the heel down on the body. Now what's going to want to happen here is when you clamp the heel down, the neck is going to want to pull forward. So what we have here is a little wood shim that's easily made that we stick inside that little cut right there, and that shim has been pre-cut, so we know that the fingerboard is going to line up with the plane of the head. So I've got that on there. I am going to sight down the neck and even as best I can. In my first view, I'm looking down the neck and I am checking to make sure that the left-right alignment is proper. And you can sight down the right side of the neck and the left side of the neck and continue sighting down, and this should line up with these two hooks down here at the bottom of the counter hoop. The tail piece goes. The other method of doing this is, once you have it clamped on there, is to take your straight edge, line it with the neck, and as you can see, we're just about dead on with the ruler being lined up with the back end of the counter hoop. Okay, I've clamped the neck on and I've checked the left-right alignment. Now I'm going to check the action alignment, or how low or high the strings are going to be off the frets. The easiest way to do that is to use whatever bridge you're going to use in the head, set it in the right location, take a straight edge, place it on top of the bridge, and the measurement that we use to make sure that the action is going to be low enough so there's no fret buzz is 2 millimeters between the top of the 12th fret and the bottom of the ruler. Now the reason why this works out is because later on, when the instrument is strung and has tension on it, the neck will pitch in a little bit, but that pitch will be compensated by the dip in the head from the bridge, from that pressure. So this really is a fairly accurate way to decide what the string action is. For those of you that may not have a heel cutting machine, if your neck alignment is off either on the left or the right, or the action alignment is off either too high or too low, then really your only method of fixing that is to use some sort of shims, which you could cut out of very thin maple If the neck was bowed or slided in this direction, you'd put a shim on this side. Same thing if it was slanted the other way. For the action, if the action was too high, then you'd put a shim towards the bottom of the neck. If the action was too low, then you'd put a shim between the rim and between the bottom of the heel towards the top of the rim. Okay, we're ready to make our first mark we're going to drill. What we do is we put in one hanger bolt and then line up the neck one more time and then install the second hanger bolt. So the method that we use for this, it does help to have an extra set of hands. I've already aligned the neck in the proper position. I've sighted for the right angle and I've also sighted for the action level. So I'm going to look down it one more time, and I've got a good looking set on there. So I'm going to hold that in place, and Phil is going to take a brad point drill bit, which is the same size as the hole in the rim, and while I hold the neck, he's going to make a mark. Using the brad point drill bit will give you a perfect on-center mark to drill your first hole for the hanger bolt. We've marked the hole for the hanger bolt. I'm going to deepen it out a little bit with an awl, just so we have a good place for the drill bit to sit. And for our hanger bolts, we use a 15/64 drill bit. Now this particular hole I'm going to drill needs to be as straight as possible, but it's not really critical that it's perfectly straight on either side. You do want to get it as straight as you can. So the method that we use is actually, I've got Phil over here, he's watching the up and down angle on the drill bit, and I'm watching the sideways back and forth angle of the drill bit. And we use this method, and it seems very sufficient for getting the first hanger bolt in there, so I'm going to go ahead and drill this out. How are you doing, Phil?
I'm doing great. Up on your end before this.